What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself, and today is the debut of Fallout 4. We have the main theme from the channel, Einen Zur. I know who that is. And then also Rebuild, Renew from the channel Nox, requested by Pookster Prime. I've definitely heard of Fallout for a long time. I still don't know what it is. I think it has something to do with like post-apocalyptic, but I think one of the main reasons it's never been featured on the channel is because I was told that a lot of the music in game is actually like licensed music from like radio stations. So I'm guessing these are the two exceptions, and that one character is from this game, the little thumbs up character. I don't know his name. One thing before this, I'm pretty excited. I've always heard of Fallout. Einen Zur, I know from a game I used to play called SOCOM 2, US Navy SEALs. He made the theme for that, and that's an amazing theme. So, not my first time hearing this composer, so I'm excited for this. But based on that, I'm going to guess this is going to be orchestral, this first one. But let's see. This is the Fallout 4 main theme. Let's go. I don't know what this image is representing either. What am I looking at? I don't think I've done much Bethesda. This is like years of curiosity. Always wondered what Fallout is. Oh man, it's reminding me of me being a kid. He's one of the first composers I knew by name. Well, the music isn't really fitting with what I've seen so far. It's quite the opposite. Very theatrical. I want to say he's made music for movies, but I can't. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a war sound to it. I like this. This is cool. Piano part. Something that I thought was really cool on, when you're watching a video, to the right it has all the recommendations. The first one is Einen Zur plays Fallout 4 theme. He's playing an acoustic grand piano. 2 million views from Bethesda Softworks channel. I'm gonna have to check that out on my own time. Okay, well, it's a main theme, so it's a little vague, but I will say though, it's not what I expected whatsoever, because the very little that I've seen from Fallout, it reminds me, I could be really wrong about this, and I probably am, but it looks similar to Borderlands, kind of. Not really the art style, but I think that's another game I don't really know anything about, but just the whole like first person perspective. But it's also, I don't think it's like, I think the reason I compare it to Borderlands is because it's not like primarily a FPS per se. Like there's other elements like RPG elements and stuff like that. What I think Fallout is, if you're wondering where I've seen it, I used to watch a streamer that sometimes just played it, and it was like really casual because they would just talk and the game would just be in the background. And I always noticed it just looked like a big like barren wasteland, and it was just like crafting and putting stuff together. I'm like, okay, oh, this is like when I first heard of Fallout, I thought it was like a shooter game. It looks, you know, face value looks like kind of like a shooter game. So I'm intrigued by it, right? If I had to guess, it's regarding a nuclear fallout. So the only thing I can really imagine here is you're constantly building what was once there, but I'm not sure how much depth there is to that because there's 4 games. So obviously it's done well, but are those 4 games chronological, or are they kind of their own thing? Is it always a different Fallout each time? It's really interesting. And again, from what I've gathered, a lot of the stuff you hear is just like stuff from like an in-game radio. So I don't know how many actual like original songs there are, but I will say it definitely sounds like Einhauser, which is cool because it's not very many composers I can like say that about. But even before I started to get way into this stuff, like composers and stuff, I always listened to video game music, but I never paid attention to composers because just I had no reason to like really pay attention. I remember one of the first ones I ever paid attention to was Einhauser because of SOCOM 2. I don't know if he did SOCOM 1. I didn't play SOCOM 1, but SOCOM 2, just really briefly, for those that know or don't know, it was like the shooter game before Call of Duty. I don't know when the transition happened. I feel like I don't know the exact like kings of shooters, but I know there was like Counter-Strike, SOCOM 2, I think Medal of Honor for a little bit, and then eventually Call of Duty came out of nowhere and then just like took off. But SOCOM 2 was third person, and I remember it was like a big deal because they actually got like U.S. Navy SEALs to participate in it. That game was really strange because it came in this big box and it had a headset and you can talk to your teammates and they would listen. Sounds like super technological advancement, but the music was really good in that game, which is odd because when I think of a war game, typically my brain doesn't think music. It's just kind of generic like orchestral fluff, but it was good in SOCOM 2. It would have a very unique main theme, and there was actually like a behind the scenes footage in the game somewhere, I think, where you can see Einhauser talking about it. So because of those reasons, I was like able to be like, oh, that guy's cool. And now this is now officially the second time I've heard him. I don't know if I've heard him before, maybe in any other game I've done here, but that's really cool. So in a way I can kind of relate to whoever really enjoys this song, because it's probably the same way I would feel about the SOCOM 2 main theme. Kind of has that same feel, right? I know he uses an orchestra and he's just like a super talented dude. So, but yeah, it's not at all what I thought it was gonna sound like. I thought it was gonna be completely different. This is a longer song. The title seems kind of fitting: Rebuild, Renew. Okay. This is Rebuild, Renew. I don't know if it's the same composer. This looks like the exact same image, just zoomed out, right? The dog. Yeah, okay. But it's mirrored. This garage. Looks rusted. See a rifle, I think. Well, let me expand this image really quick. What am I looking at? Soda dispenser. Everything looks old. Everything here looks like from the 50s or something. Except for the thing being built. Okay, I think this is him again. Dude, this is not what I expected from Fallout. Okay. Wow, it's so much more tranquil than I imagined. Be honest, does this music match the tone of the game? I'm not saying... how do I rephrase this? I thought the game was like full of humor and silliness. Or maybe it is, and this music is just another side of it. Is that the genius of it? Maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe this is more like a... I've been listening to some 4X music lately, like Stellaris, Suzerain, these like thinking games. Maybe it's like that. Man, I want to look stuff up. Both these songs sound like super barren. Just... Is that a bunch of weapons in the back? I feel like there's a bunch of weapons to the left of the armor suit. Should I look it up? How much time do I have? Oh, we have time. Let's look up what Fallout 4 is. I've been so curious. Are they done with the series? Or are they still making them? This got Game of the Year. I did not know that. Alright, I'll read that later. Okay, so it is popular. Game of the Year popular. It joins the ranks of a few games on this channel that have been Game of the Year. Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring, this. Is this game more thinking than action? I love the atmosphere. It's like sound effects with music. I like it. Spooky, yet like really beautiful. The only word I have for this is it just feels so bleak and like empty, barren, open. If I never saw footage of the game, I would think this totally fits the game title and what I think the game would be about, Fallout, right? This sounds like post-apocalyptic, just barren, no one left but me type of thing. But I'm conflicted because I've seen a little bit of it, so I'm like... Oh. Excuse me. That had to have been one of the most surprising like twists for me on this channel. Um, when I started to do reactions a couple years ago, I thought I was gonna do. I thought I was gonna do this game a long time ago, because it, like, again, I knew it was popular, but I always wanted to check out like the big stuff that I would never play, or never had that console. So I always went to the easy ones, like so Nintendo. I never had Nintendo, and then any Xbox stuff, a lot of Windows games, and I'm pretty sure Fallout. Well, I don't know about anymore, but I'm pretty sure Fallout was like an Xbox game. I could be wrong about that actually. But either way, I never played it, but I always heard about it. So, surprisingly, it being the debut this many years later is actually pretty shocking to me. But then when I found out, like, there wasn't that many requests for it at all. There's a couple New Vegas ones. There's not many though. So it tells me that, okay, maybe most of the soundtrack is just this whole, like, radio thing that you stumble on. Maybe there's not a lot of music that happens when you're just doing your thing. But that whole doing your thing part, what is that thing, you know? To me, I mean, I just listened to Stellaris and Suzerain, and those are like thinking 4X games, or like Frostpunk and stuff. So I'm thinking, is it like that actually? Is there just a lot of focus? Or like Minecraft? Actually, it sounds like Minecraft, right? Minecraft is another very similar game to this now that I think about it. When I heard Minecraft for the first time, I was like, what? I see the visuals, the blocks, the colors. I'm thinking it's supposed to be all whimsical and happy doodah. It's like this. It's really like sit and just kind of vibe all like for hours and hours. I'm getting that same feeling I got from Minecraft actually. You know, when I think of this, I think post-apocalyptic. But then what? What is the goal? Like, what are we building towards? Are we trying to survive? Excuse me. Are we trying to survive post-apocalyptic? I wouldn't want to do that. I'm of the beliefs where, like, if everything's gone and there's radiation everywhere, just, you know, I'm out. I don't need to survive. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what's the end goal here? Are you trying to? I don't know. I feel like this is way deeper than I think it is. 4 games. Not a lot of games reach 4. Well, with all that curiosity, I pulled up the Wikipedia. I'll just do the synopsis. Fallout 4 is a 2015, 10 years action role-playing game. Okay. Developed by Bethesda and published by them. It's the 4th main game Fallout series. And okay, Windows, PS4, and Xbox. The game is set with an open-world post-apocalyptic environment that encompasses the city of Boston and the surrounding Massachusetts region known as the Commonwealth. Okay, but what do you do? The main story takes place in the year 2287. Oh, way in the future. I was way off. 10 years after the events of Fallout 3. Oh, spoilers. The player assumes control of a character simply referred to as the sole survivor. Oh, who emerges from a long-term cryogenic stasis. Oh, that's interesting. That changes a lot. Oh, some of this stuff I shouldn't repeat. This is kind of spoiler stuff. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Huh. Well, that interests me. You know why that interests me? I'll keep it very brief. I don't know where I heard this. I don't know if it was on YouTube or... It had to have been on YouTube because I don't watch TV. But I feel like I might have seen it on TV somewhere. No, it was YouTube. I just don't remember what. There's somewhere in the world, I don't know where or why, but you can be... I think it's still active. It's like a... I think it can be frozen for as long as you want. I don't know how it works. Like, I guess you're just barely alive. I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember hearing about it and like the fact that there's like multiple fail safes for power in case like the power goes out there, it'll never go out of power. That idea is super frightening and weird and crazy to me, but it reminded me of this now, which also reminds me, I guess, of Futurama, right? The whole premise of that show. Accidentally gets cryogenically frozen and ends up in whatever year. That's interesting. That's interesting. But now I have to find out what's happening in Fallout 1 to make it all the way to Fallout 4. Okay, well I can tell you, story-wise, I'm a lot more interested than I was. Gameplay-wise, maybe not. Maybe it works. I don't know. I feel like this game has a lot of fans, and I really want to know what makes this game tick for you. Or what it doesn't. If you didn't like this game, tell me. But is this music fitting? That may sound weird as someone who's played it. But, or does this only play in like really like outside areas, like the menus, credits, the whatever? I'm so intrigued now. The cryogenic part really intrigued me. Okay, you know what? Let me see if I can find this really quick. Because now you got me thinking. All right, I found it. It was just this thing from the BBC Global. If you just type in like cryogenic freezing, it'll be like the first result. It's kind of eerie stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Just the idea of like this being the result of that. I wonder if this game was inspired from like one of these stories. I don't know how long cryogenics has been like a thing. I've never studied it, but that sounds so freaky, just waking up and the world's gone. Anyways, cool. It's nice hearing Einon Zur again. And the debut of Fallout. Nice. Well, there's still more Fallout, and I don't know when I'll get to them, but they're coming. Let me know whatever you want about this game. Thank you to every person you see on the screen. I couldn't be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Peace.